Hi, welcome to It's Okay News. Today we bring different topics that you should be aware. We start with the enormous problem that we have right here in Monterrey, the drought. Two of three dams to supply water to the metropolitan area of the state of Nuevo León have once again been emptied. The deficiency that has set off alarms from the state government, which has restricted the liquid to population 1 day a week as Tuesday, citizens who consume less water than other sectors will see their income reduced as a measure in the face of the water crisis that has been threatening the area for years. On the verge of consuming its reserves, the image of the dams is brutal. An important part of the construction has been exposed, leaving small lagoons and puddles at the bottom of their reservoirs. Even relatives of the disappeared have undertaken searches for human remains in the center of the La Boca Dam, the latter, with a capacity of 40 million cubic meters of water, has less than 50% of the volume left. Meanwhile, the Monte Prieto Dam, capable of storing 300 million cubic meters, it's only at 7%, according to the latest Monterrey Water and Drainage Report as March 19th. To continue with the news, now we will go with weather news with Mariana.
Thank you, Luis. Today we have an interesting news. One dead, more than 40 injured as Michigan tornado causes catastrophic damage. This happened this year on May 20th. A tornado quickly moved through the town of Gaylord in the northern lower peninsula of Michigan last Friday afternoon, leaving one person dead and 43 injured. Jim Jorna of the Michigan Department of Natural Resources described the scene in the area as being catastrophic, with cars flipped over and structures destroyed. Munson Healthcare spokesperson Brian Lawson told CNN that 23 injured patients were taken to Otsego Memorial Hospital and 12 to Grayling Hospital. 8 people were treated at other hospitals outside Munson's system. Michigan State Police said the number of injured is 44. Officials said that the city was under curfew until 8 a.m., and weather officials confirmed that the tornado hit the area about 3:48 p.m. Gardner told CNN that it is a busy downtown area, and it went right through it. He said that they aren't used to it up there. They don't have sirens like in other parts of the country. According to the state's website, Michigan averages just 15 tornadoes per year. Gaylord Council member Jordan Oury said some establishments and businesses in the area now look like they have never been there. Also, he said that the town is devastated, adding he is confident his community will be able to come together and rebuild. Finally, Governor Gretchen Whitmer pledges to help and said her heart goes out to the people impacted by this storm. And she tweeted to the entire Gaylord community, Michigan is with you. We will do what it takes to rebuild. That's all, and well, now we continue with the sports news with Marcelo.
So, here in the sports, we're going to talk about the hero, Tom Brady. So, for those of you who live under a rock, Tom Brady is an American football quarterback who has led the team to seven Super Bowl victories. He has been named the MVP. Again, for those of you who live under a rock, it's the most valuable player 5 times. 5 times of those 7 victories. Tom Brady, sadly, has decided to retire after 22 NFL seasons. And this wasn't about his age or injury, but he went under a surgery to repair his torn MCL in his left knee last offseason, an injury that he had to play the entirety of the first season of his first season in the Bucs in 2020. Then he came back in 2021 to produce one of the best seasons of his career, leading the NFL in passing attempts, completions, passing yards, and passing touchdowns. So Sadly, he's retiring, but Fox just announced on Tuesday that Brady is set to join the network as his lead NFL analyst whenever he decides to retire, because Tom Brady has retired before. This could be in 2023 or 2026. The New York Post reported that Brady is in line to receive 375 million across 10 years. This deal will make Brady the highest paid sports broadcaster by a lot. The world's best American football quarterback, Tom Brady, has a net worth of 270 million. So he will gain more money by just speaking of football instead of playing it. Well, it doesn't matter what Tom does, he has a place in our hearts.
Thank you, Marcelo. It is an interesting topic. We should talk more about this. But now I have an interesting and it's kind of a scary topic. There is a speculation of the World War III through Moscow's current massive military operations against Ukraine. The Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov, warned about this Third World War that is going to be devastating and nuclear and having horrible consequences. Joe Biden said that the Third World War would be a better alternative to Washington through sanctions against Moscow. Asked if he was surprised that the sanctions were being imposed against the athletes and journalists, Lavrov said that Russia was ready for any sanctions imposed against it. Russia has been banned from the US airspace after being invaded by the United States. According to Qatar-based news channel, Lavrov said that his special operation against Ukraine was designated to prevent Kyiv from buying nuclear arms. According to the channel, Russia would not allow Ukraine to obtain nuclear weapons. It quoted him as saying that the military operation in Ukraine is aimed at disarming the country. Even though Ukraine obligations under the Bobset Memorandum, which stipulated that the country hand over nuclear weapons in exchange for security guarantees, the President Vladimir Zelensky has not discounted the possibility of Kyiv revising the obligation. Nobody is sure that the cause of what is the cause of the World War III, but I am going to assume that each country economic and military status as it starts as it is now. The conflict starts in Asia, around Taiwan, South China, South Korea, etc., or even the Middle East, that is around Israel, Iraq, Iran. It would most likely be in Asia or the Middle East. Okay, so now we have to see both of the teams that we have right now. The first one is the Team USA, which of course has the first place is USA, then is the European Union due to their NATO obligations, and the people that are participating, the countries that are participating is France, the UK, Italy, and Germany. Of course, Israel, this country is surely about the side of the US. Almost their enemies are in the other side, and that would cause a lot of conflict. Canada is a democratic country located near the US, and it's in pair with Europe. Taiwan, and this might start to their invasion, so they will undoubtedly side their countries that recognize them. Japan, that also in World War II, and China. In Japan and China were kind of enemies. South Korea, that is located right to the next of China, adjacent to North Korea and Saudi Arabia. It's a democracy, but they will fight Iran, friends and enemies of enemies. On the other hand, we have the team Russia-China, which of course, Russia-China, Iran, North Korea, which is a country allied with China-Russia because they want to take over the southern half of the country. It is incredible that there is a possibility that we could have a world war. Let's hope this does not take place. But what do you think about it? Let us know in the website, since we love to know your interest. Thank you for listening to our podcast. It's okay. And we hope you have a great day. Bye.